You're crying.
I'm hurt.
Guys, I just wanted to take us through something that happened on the Miles Cunningham Show. A white man called in. He was a racist, and he was a self-avowed racist. By the end, he did say, and I'll leave the link to the show so that you guys can go and watch the full show and that. But what I wanted to capture was what he was saying to Miles, and what it's important because this is where the message. And I want you to listen for yourself. The message is something that a father would tell a son in good faith. So listen to the message and I'll get back to you.
I will say that I'm a married man. I have a family.
Okay.
I have a wife who doesn't vote because I tell her she shouldn't because she's a woman.
Okay.
I have a wife who stays at home, who cooks and cleans.
Okay.
But let me ask you, what, I lead the house, with a strong hand.
Okay.
But
I just had to jump in there a bit. He said he leads the house with a strong hand. I'm not sure what that actually means, but I hope that doesn't mean domestic violence because no, we don't condone that. But he seems to be like archaic. Like I don't know if that woman still is around that you can tell a woman that she can't vote. But anyhow, I think a lot of this stuff is fiction. Some of these guys are incels pretending to be these macho alpha men. But listen to more. Let's discount what he just said and then let's listen to more.
I can already tell you're black.
Bro.
So this is the problem within the black community.
Oh.
You guys just like you called women bitches.
Right.
This is the reason you guys don't have families. This is the reason.
Like this is where I'm conflicted because I agree with him. We can't continue to demean our women and call them bitches and hoes and that we can't. Like that is demeaning ourselves and our people by doing that. And it's sad when someone who doesn't mean you well have to tell you that because then it kind of gives you lack of credibility with your own people. So it's something I want to listen to, and that's why I'm saying. Sometimes we get triggered by people, but let's take the intellectual approach and try to distill what they said. I took out he used the N-word a lot during this interview. I took out all of that. I mean, you can go listen to Miles Cunningham. I left the link in there that you can hear everything. But what I wanted to focus was on the message. What I was doing was I was sifting through all the mess to take out the gems. Because here's the thing. He feels proud because he sits on saying, listen, my people have created an empire that has been great, and this is the secret to it. And while he's saying that he's denigrating you or me, but let's not throw out the full message because there's gems in there. And so when you're going to dig for diamonds, you have to go and you have to do a lot to extract it. So let's extract that from what he's saying.
You expect a woman to be the perfect woman, to be you want a housewife without being a husband. And that's what's wrong. And you're sitting here giving dating advice to people. You're leading men down a dangerous path. You want a good wife? You want a good wife, a lover? You get a job. You do your job as a man. How dare you say that a woman should do her job and prioritize her wants to worship you when you don't do a fucking thing?
You see, this is the issue that I've been talking about with the Black Manosphere. I love that we have it because it's a voice, kind of like the barbershop, or people who used to meet at the bar or maybe a long time ago, the saloon. But it's a larger community that can have a competing voice against rap music and hip hop and all of that stuff and popular culture. And now you can have like a think tank and where, good ideas are flown. And I commend Miles because Miles could have cut this guy off and that, but what he did was let him talk through what let him say what he's saying. Now listen, this guy was very he said the N-word quite a bit and as I said, I left the link. But what's important to listen to what he said, and this is so true. The key thing that I would hope that the manosphere focuses on is black men leveling up, because it's through jobs, it's through taking care of your family that we will rebuild the community. And if we don't focus on that aspect, then you end up with another lost generation. And so that's why I'm saying there are diamonds in here. It's a lot of junk and a lot of negative stuff, but there's diamonds in here. And so let's listen further.
If you don't provide for that woman, she don't owe you a fucking thing, dude. Not a thing. And it's simple to me because you call them bitches. You call them bitches. You're not teaching young men how to, be fathers, how to be leaders. You're a continuation of the problem we have. You want women to do their job without you doing your job.
As we close out this, the key thing is, it's personal responsibility. And a big part of, a lot of people try to think that movements, advocacy, and all of that stuff will improve your life on an individual basis. That's not the real way. The real way is people who decide, hey, I'm going to get a certification, I'm going to work hard at doing something, I'm going to go to the job, and I'm going to swallow my pride and move ahead and be a great employee and advance myself and all of that stuff. That's what a real man does. And what I think is happening is that the definition of being a real man was tried to define by rappers and hip hop for a long time as this guy who made money by whatever means necessary and had sex with multiple women. And the most beautiful, that's not being a real man. And we see that those communities that many of these rappers came from, no one wants to live there. And what we have to understand is that we can't allow ourselves to just fall into, hey, there's a white man saying something negative against black people, and then, our backs go up like cats. No, we have to listen to it because and analyze it. Like, let's take out all those excess or superfluous things, and let's focus on the most important thing. There's this message is no different than I've heard several other men say, that listen, the focus has to be on yourself to improve yourself. And the fact of the matter is, for you to stand proud as a man and in the pantheon of men, you have to work together and you have to work hard on your own. You have to take care of your family. You have to value the person who chooses to be your wife. That does not necessarily have to be a black woman, but whoever it is, you better value them. And you have to understand that it's your job to provide, protect, and problem solve for the family. And until the manosphere focuses and laser focuses more on this, you'll have more guys like this looking. And, a lot of guys don't even say this, but, a lot of people do think this, that, we fall in the trap of being pickup artists and falling in the trap of being fake alphas and not focusing on building up ourselves and working with others. So I wanted us to think about this a little bit. And as I said, I left the link to the original interview. It's very entertaining. So thank you guys.